Welcome back to Make Me a Fan. I'm the Jag.
I'm Pete.
And we're doing the underrated Extravaganza. And God only knows what number we're on, but we're on list number 2 from Mr. or Mrs. Termites 36 from Reddit / The Squared Circle. And today we're going to watch yet another match. I'm told a cage match to determine if it is indeed underrated. So is it underrated, or is it right where it should be, or is it even overrated? We will find out soon enough. So as the Encyclopedia scrolls.
No, I have it right here. I am floored at the names of the wrestlers in here. So we have, of course, Ken Shamrock.
Okay.
The Rock.
Yes.
And Mankind.
Yes.
In a #1 contenders match for the WWF Championship.
Wow.
So winner of this match in a solid steel cage.
Solid steel, not flexible steel. Not chicken wire. This is solid steel, okay?
This is no Jim Crockett Promotions War Games match.
So he gets a shot at the champion. Who is the champion at this point in time?
Probably, I would say Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Good old Steve Austin. All right.
1998.
Hell yeah, sounds about right. So, I mean, come on, dude. There's nothing we can say to set up this match. If you don't know Ken Shamrock, check your pulse. If you don't know Mick Foley and Mankind, and if you sure as hell do not know the most electrifying man in sports entertainment, you better ask somebody, because you're not a wrestling fan. I think this one kind of sells itself. What do you think?
I think that they should open up another tab. We should get ready, and I think this is something you should watch.
You heard the man. Open your tab. Click the link down below in the description. I also pinned it down at the first comment. Click the link to open up the WWE Network and watch this sucker with us right about now. This era of WWF wrestling was amazing.
Oh, yeah. Are you kidding me?
It's nice to get in the time machine and look. I mean, even the promos before the match where The Rock is hitting all his catchphrases, and this is before Sing Along with The Rock, right? Before people would even say "and millions," before people would say his catchphrases. We weren't even there yet. Hell, when he came out, his Titantron, if you can even call it that, his Titantron video still said "The Nation," okay? That's how old this was. Mick Foley coming out to the old school, creepy Mankind music, not the car wreck Mankind music. Crazy stuff, dude. Shamrock, I forgot Shamrock's music. His music was pretty damn cool.
Oh, yeah.
Shamrock had a promo. It wasn't the most amazing promo in the world, but it was still good. We believed him, you know? Shamrock was super talented. I mean, he's a great fighter. Of course, we already know that.
And we've seen him even recently in Impact. It's still just as good 20 plus years later.
And he looks amazing too. He's in great shape.
Yeah. Hold that thought about Ken Shamrock and how he was probably horribly mismanaged until we start getting into the TNA Asylum stuff. Because let me just say, some of that was rectified under Jeff Jarrett's stewardship when he was running NWA TNA.
Okay, I believe you, because he has. Well, another person that's extremely criminally underrated that I'm told kicked all kinds of buttons, took all kinds of names in TNA is Christian. Christian, I just saw the thing today where they're talking about Christian Cage, when they're talking about Edge and the lead up to Edge's match with Randy Orton that we saw today. They were talking about Christian did a little bit of commentary on the lead up and Edge's comeback, and I was like, there's no reason why Christian Cage or Christian should be playing second fiddle to Edge. I always thought he was better than Edge. I always thought he was more talented than Edge. He was better on the mic than Edge. He was prolific and gifted, and the guy does not get enough love. We could do a whole underrated Christian series if we wanted to.
Oh, 100%. I could just show you just the stuff in TNA from 2000s, you know, when he was there, he was just killing it.
Well, I mean, yeah, but that's the thing. Sometimes even the WWF, WWE misses sometimes.
Can't always get them right. They can't always hit grand slams. So that's okay.
Exactly. You know, another person that they messed up on or didn't use to their full potential was Sami Callihan.
100%.
Just saw the interview with him versus Chris Van Vliet. Maybe I'll put it up above our heads. Great interview where we heard some of his viewpoints and how he always wants to reinvent himself a la Jericho. And so he's got different things happening. Of course, new gimmick right now in Impact. So that's awesome. Look, there's so many opportunities and there's so much good wrestling if you're willing to look for it and you're willing to find it. Which is kind of the beauty of this series, is there's certain things that we saw, because I definitely saw this match back in the day. I don't remember it. It's not at the top of my mind.
As we're sitting there watching it, I'm like, oh yeah, and then the next match, Stone Cold loses the title because Kane and The Undertaker don't pin one of them.
Yep.
And then in the next month, they wrestle each other and Steve Austin gets fired. And then it's Survivor Series where it's a single man tournament and The Rock wins. Well, guess what? There was a match right after that at Christmas time that somebody like a Tony Schiavone said something about putting asses in seats and Mick Foley winning the title.
Ooh.
And that was the end of the war.
Yeah. I mean, look, people.
So we're talking about like a really crucial path of history where we're like, this is where Rock goes to win his first world title. He's separated from the Nation, like you called out with the Nation Tron. All of a sudden, he becomes the Rock in this because that's when it's the corporation.
Oh,
and he's the corporate champion.
Yes.
Oh, guys, we're talking about, so like, you understand why this is definitely part of the underrated, because this was that build up to the arc of what became The Rock.
Can I say something? And I'm gonna just, maybe this is not the appropriate format, but Vince McMahon is a freaking genius. Say what you want about Vince. Say what you want to say about his out of touch nature, his quirks about sneezing and yawns and all the crap that for some reason Brody Lee is rehashing on AEW. The man is brilliant. He was brilliant to buy out the WCW. He was brilliant to come up with the WWE Network, which I don't know if that was his idea or not, but he executed the damn thing because we can turn on any freaking match we want in the history of this thing and watch the evolution of The Rock and watch the evolution of Mankind and watch the evolution, the birth, the life, birth, and death of the Attitude Era. This was a great, I mean, if you look at the crowd, you look at the signs in the crowd.
The place was crazy. Are you kidding?
Know your role
when The Rock came out, and then like the double people's elbow, and the entire room explodes.
Exactly.
I mean, like you couldn't ask for a better conductor.
Oh, for sure. And anytime they got heat on The Rock, the crowd just started booing. Boo.
Yeah, you knew that. And so what's the best option for that? He wins the title and then becomes the corporate champion and rubs it all in everyone's face. I mean, it's just perfect story building, especially like, where do you go here from the Mr. McMahon story? You really can't do any more. Well,
not much.
Yes, you can.
The man you love to hate, The Rock, and the man you love to hate, Vince McMahon. And this match is one of the many reasons that he is a genius and why this is underrated. And dare I say, despite the billions and billions of dollars that Vince McMahon swims in every night in his money bin like Scrooge McDuck, he is still in some ways under freaking rated. And so Termites 36, you made my day with this match because this was a time machine. It's like a picture of an old girlfriend or hearing your old favorite song on the radio. This took me back, and it took me to a place where wrestling was freaking amazing.
Now, speaking of a place that's amazing, tomorrow's episode.
Tomorrow's episode. What do we got?
So we have 2005. Ooh. We're going to Judgment Day. And we're about to see one of the matches that definitely made him Big Match John.
Oh, snap.
We have John Cena versus that horrible, evil, ridiculous, loudmouth, Texan, Fox News, money-making JBL.
That's absolutely amazing.
And where does he Big Match John show up?
Okay.
Big Match John is going to kick ass and take names.
And this is on the underrated list?
This is on the underrated list.
All right. JBL, I think, is in a lot of ways underrated. And hopefully we can see this when we watch it tomorrow, 9 Pacific time, noon Eastern. However, I did see the split of JBL, or the birth of JBL. So the split of Bradshaw and Farouk the other day. I watched that and saw the match where they lost and they had to split, and how JBL sold Farouk down the river and was like, I'm gonna stick around. And the very next day he comes back with the 10-gallon hat and the suit and the whole thing, talking about his book. You wanna talk about amazing. Just that right there, that turn. If you told me before that happened that the beer drinking acolytes APA Bradshaw, John Bradshaw Layfield, was gonna come back as JBL looking like an extra from the set of Dallas, you know what I'm saying? Kicking butt and taking names, I would not have believed you, but it freaking worked. One of the longest reigning champions in history. It's
a SmackDown at the time, absolutely. And I'm going to tell you know why.
Why?
Because the best characters are just those people turned up to 11. And guess what? JBL is exactly that. An unpopular idea, especially now that WrestleMania is over.
Oh, for sure.
I loved having JBL on commentary for WrestleMania because guess what? You need heel commentary like that, especially when you're against someone so strong and such a babyface on commentary. JBL is just fantastic. Even when he's not playing a heel, he can just be the smarmy jerk guy.
Oh, for sure.
You know what? That's what I love about JBL, and that's why I know people are going to love this match.
Oh, you're damn right. So you better bring your butt back tomorrow, 9 o'clock Pacific time, 12 noon Eastern. Make sure to follow us at MakeMeAFan316 on Facebook, on Instagram, and on Twitter. And be sure to hit that subscribe button down below. Ring the bell so you never miss an episode. And tomorrow, we talk about JBL versus John Cena. See you guys tomorrow.